Hello and welcome to my world. This is my long-term survival world, where I started a giant project. As you can see, I am in the end, and there is a giant snake behind me. So the project I'm speaking of is to build entire Chinese Zodiac all around this end spawn island. Obviously, I started with snake, since it is a year of a snake. However, I cannot wait 12 years to finish this project. So today I will continue. What do you think I will build next? I could build a horse for the next year. But we are not here to follow the order, we are here to listen to your comments. And I had some comments suggesting Rooster. So the Rooster I will build. Since I will build all of the animals in the circle around the island. Only 4 animals will be on 4 cardinal directions. For example, snake. However, by my calculations, Rooster is not there. So today's build is very challenging because I have to build it diagonally. But before I can even start the build, I obviously need to gather the materials. And I've got some bad news for myself. I don't have enough materials. I want the rooster to be very colorful and I will use a lot of glazed terracotta. But I don't have quite enough. It means also that I will need to smelt a lot. And my current smelting solution is not so great. It's decent, only as a passive smelting. But it's been very long overdue to build a better smelter. Also another material I will need a lot, resin. I have never worked with it before, and I definitely don't have enough. So I will need to build a resin farm. So in order to create one build, I will need to make 2 farms. That's very typical. I think I will start with smelting then. And I already have perfect place over here. Yes, I will make it here. So, about the smelting setup that I'm making right now. First of all, it's not going to be a super smelter. Yes, it will have automatic input and output, and it will have an array of 16 furnaces. But I do plan to make much bigger automated super smelter with automatic fuel reloading. But it's not gonna be here. It will be a whole separate build in the future, as I don't want to make my spawn too laggy. So, about this farm. As always, we start building any farm with an output system, as the collection comes first. All of the furnaces will be located right above this line, and everything will be collected by a hopper minecart. Both farms that I'm building today, I designed myself. I really want to improve as farm and redstone builder, so whenever I'm building smaller farms, I think it's a good idea to experiment and try to do everything myself. Yes, it would be so much faster to follow somebody else's tutorial, and probably I would get something way more efficient. But then, if you just follow somebody else's tutorial, how much do you actually learn? Placing all the furnaces are very easy, just like that. So now I have all of the furnaces centered around this area. Seems about right. Now I need hoppers going from the side of the hoppers. This is for fuel input. And now the line of hoppers going on top. This will be for the smelting input. On top of both lines of hoppers, I am putting powered rails. I'm using only powered rails here, because I want the speed of hoppers to be consistent. This is essential, because when the minecart hoppers slow down, they may drop different number of items. And then the whole thing will be kind of uneven. And we want even distribution here. But dealing with rails can be headache sometimes. I hate when it does it. And of course, the return for the minecarts should be at least 1 block longer. Again, it's because we want even distribution. If the return was on the last hopper, the hopper would drop way more items in the very last hopper, and we don't want that. Of course, we need to power those rails, hopefully without locking any hoppers. Now we need to connect all of those rails to input and output system. For an output, I will temporarily put barrel here, but I think in the end I will connect it to a hopper and a shulker, so it's more handy. This will be the chest for fuel, and this one is for the inputs. I will have to remember to mark it down somehow. Here I will put a target block. I use target block because I want to trigger all 3 minecart hopper systems at the same time. Maybe there is a way to do it better, but when testing it I found that target block works really well, so I'll use it. Now I need to somehow connect this system with all the rails and make some sort of trigger system to make minecarts go back and forth, but also something that will stop it completely if I don't want it. Shouldn't be too hard. For the output I want to use multiple hoppers, because using only one hopper is definitely not sufficient. The output system seems to be the shortest one. The input system will have to be a bit longer to go around, and you will see later, but the fuel input will be the longest ride for a minecart, and we can actually use it to our advantage. So this is output and this is input on the right. And I don't want to be too confused with the fuel system, therefore it will go the other direction. And since this line will travel the longest, I will use minecart return as a trigger to make all of the minecarts go again. That's why I'm using activator rail, and I will use it together with observer, and a few redstone repeaters with maximum delay. And for the decoration purposes, I realized that the whole system can be one block more inside. So I put the whole input-output one block towards the inside. Yep, when you don't follow the tutorial, you tend to redo stuff multiple times. Now the best part, decorations. I went in with decorating with a copper, as you can see. Really heavy on this raw copper, but it fits well with the color scheme of this room. Also, I will use orange glass, and as the best part of decoration, of course, is lava. I really like decorating with lava, but I have to make sure that nothing will burn. After all, it's a hardcore world, and I really care about this place. But I really like these lava details. It makes an illusion that this minecart hopper is actually collecting lava in order to put it into the fuel. Yeah, I'm not using lava buckets as an input for a fuel, but we don't need to think about that, do we? Now I can easily smelt as much as I want, and since it's located in the spawn chunks, I can go work on my other projects and it will run in the background. By the way, future me just realized, after I finish this video, I got better idea to trigger the automatic minecart system. Instead of having this ugly lever, I think it's way better idea to have a copper bulb and a comparator. The comparator will activate that sticky piston that will move the block that connects the observer to the target block that will activate the minecarts. It's quite simple, and as an added bonus, if the copper bulb is on, it means that minecarts will continue running, and if it's off, well, it's off. It's really simple and I really like it. So, speaking on my other project, farm number 2. The creaking farm. First, I will need to make a little bit more of creaking hearts, because 10 is not enough. This will be farms that I also designed myself. So, I have no idea how efficient it is, but if it works for me. Creating resin farm is not hard, but it's very hard to build it in a way that no creaking will spawn and haunt you. The range of spawn of the creaking from the creaking heart is quite high, up to 16 blocks horizontally and 8 vertically. So the only way to build it and prevent the spawning outside is to build it somewhere in the air. And I don't want to have another farm in my spawn island that will look not very nice. And I know the place. My witch farm. Since my witch farm is located quite far, I think it's a very good idea to have second farm nearby, so if I want to travel there, I have more reasons to come. On the other hand, I don't want the farm to be too close, so I definitely will build it on the side. So if I'm AFKing in the witch farm, I can put low render distance to make sure that only witch farm is loaded. So this cricket farm will be vertical. The creaking heart will be located in the middle, surrounded by pale oak logs. When farm is active, those pale oak logs will move up and down, so whenever any resin spawn on the block, it will immediately broken and collected by hoppers. And there will be quite simple platform where creaking will spawn with water triggered on and off to funnel all the creakings into one chamber when I will hit it. The only problem is creakings don't spawn in the water. That's why the water needs to be switched on and off. It's night already and I'm trying to see if the creakings spawn outside the farm, and it seems they spawn in correct places. The problem is I forgot one essential ingredient. I need an armor stand. In order to hit creakings and produce resin, I need to hit armor stand with a sword that has sweeping edge but doesn't have fire. So I have to go back home and get armor stand and a different sword from my main sword. The farm definitely works. And this farm is very easily expandable. All I need to do is to build another one of those columns. I don't even need to build another spawning platform. This one is sufficient. I think I will do it, because I want to produce more resin faster. In theory, I could build 4 columns like that, but I think for my purposes, 2 will be more than enough. Oh no, I've been building the second column, and the night came much faster than expected, and this creaking spawned, and now I'm trapped here. I literally cannot move, so I will have to AFK for the whole night. Luckily, enough resin is produced. You really need to be careful with these farms. Two farms are up and running, and I like all of the particles. It looks so nice. After one night like that, I will have enough resin for my build. There is another giant project in my long-term survival world. I'm trying to create a giant field made out of sunflowers, but I only plant sunflower for each of my subscribers and Twitch followers. So if you want to contribute to this huge field of sunflowers, remember to subscribe or follow me on Twitch. Or both. Yes, you'll get double. Also, I truly appreciate every time you put like on the video, and I try my best to reply to every single comment. And I want to thank every single person who supports me. I truly appreciate it. By my calculations, I will have to build right here. And I almost lost my shulker with all of my supplies. That would be horrible. I need to be way more careful. After all, I'm building over the void. And the void is very unforgiving, especially in hardcore world. The totem will not save me if I fall down. Luckily, this shulker wasn't lost. So first, before building my build, I need to build a temporary platform. As with my previous build, I am doing it from pale moss. And I'm repeating myself, but it is a temporary platform. Once I have every single animal, I want them all to connect in some sorts. But that's all will come later. Now it's time to build Rooster. The platform is ready, and these shulkers contain everything that I need. It's the 10th animal in the list. In Zodiac, this symbol represents perseverance, hard work, punctuality, and being alert. As you can see, I'm going for a very colorful animal. The rooster will have an orange neck made out of resin, black colorful wings, and big blue and black luscious tail. You'll see in just a moment. So, I think I'm done. Also, I'm kind of trapped, I don't know how to get out. But anyway, let me show you my build. As you can see, Rooster is an excellent animal to use a lot of glazed terracotta, especially blue, because it has this texture that kind of reminds me of feathers. It's not exact, it's not precise, but of course, from afar, it looks great. At first, when I was trying to plan my build, I was trying to put the rooster in the open wings position, but it was looking a bit confusing, so I decided to make it just standing, but singing. Also, unlike Snake, I rotated the build, because let's be honest, it kind of looks epic when you look at it from the side. Now I kind of regret that Snake was not built sideways either, but anyway. Right now I'm looking at this Rooster without shaders, mostly because complementary reimagined shaders that I normally use don't look that good in the end, unfortunately. There is too much glow and too much fog, you really cannot see it. So I've experimented and tried different shaders. I tried Solace shaders and I actually think it looks good. I just don't want fog to prevent looking at my builds. But in my opinion, Rooster looked well even without shaders, so it's just a personal preference. This shader has this black hole in the end. You can disable it though. Yep, it's better without the black hole. If I want one, I will build one. Anyway, what do you think about my build? Do you like the textures? Would you do anything differently? Also, do you have any comments about my farms? If I overlooked something to improve it? And what should I build next? As I said before, I'm building based on your comments, so I'm pretty sure the next Zodiac that I will build will probably be Monkey, as I already had comments about Monkey. But feel free to comment down this video, so I will build your favorite animal sooner rather than later. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye!